We'll start with the man at the top right there with Josh Allen. The Bills were full of fantasy league winners last year, and none were more so than that guy right there, the quarterback. #1 QB in fantasy despite falling off into round 8 and even later in most drafts. He's a physical marvel, just inked a massive 6-year, $258 million extension. So he's going to be there for a long time. Do you expect him to continue dominating like he did last year? Is there a chance we haven't even seen his highest ceiling yet? What are your thoughts on Allen coming up?
Well, I think they'll be once again a potent offense just because all of the structure is still there. Like they still have Stephon Diggs, they still have Cole Beasley. They subbed out John Brown, who I thought kind of dipped in his overall production throughout his career. It seemed like he kind of like went over the hill a little bit, and they replaced him with Emmanuel Sanders, who, when you watch him on film from last year, still has a lot of game left. So that all works. The biggest piece of the puzzle is the offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll, and having him back for a 4th straight year along with Josh Allen is just crucial to what they're trying to do on offense. Now, I will say I am expecting somewhat of a slight statistical regression just because I think this year is a year that they're not going to catch anyone off guard. I think a lot of people are going to look at that Chiefs defensive game plan that they threw at Josh Allen, and they're going to probably try to mimic it a little bit until the Bills prove that they can beat it, because it was fairly effective. And, you know, for all of the things that Josh Allen has been able to do and to sidestep throughout his career, he has always had to prove that specific defenses that he could beat them throughout time. Now, he did that. I remember back in like either his 1st or 2nd year, the Ravens threw a lot of cover 0 at him and just completely ran the house at him and made him panic. And until he showed he could beat that, teams continued to do that. Now, obviously, he's taken steps all over the place. So I think it's just a matter of teams are going to really have an entire offseason to figure out, okay, what are we going to do to help thwart this guy and to thwart this offense to where they don't take off and run away with the game. So I think he's going to see some new and different stuff that he's going to have to work through this year.
Yeah, well, they set his line Las Vegas. I always like to look at this with the beat writers at 4,550.5 yards and 34.5 TDs. In comparison sakes, he was right around there at 4,544 yards last year and 37 TDs. Where do you see him? It sounds like you might see him hitting the under, at least on the yards. What are your thoughts on that line?
Yeah, the yards I would probably veer toward the under, but there's the extra game, so there's that part of it. There's that part of it too. So I wonder if maybe they kind of threw that regression into it. But yeah, I would think he's right on it if they go to 18 games and then they go from there. So the rest of it, I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, I always like checking those out. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments. Check out some more videos and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.